I'm Aaron.
And I'm Trina, and we're the D&D Bears.
So, today we thought it would be an awful lot of fun if Katrina created me as a D&D character, and I created her as a D&D character, and then kind of tell you guys why we chose what we chose, tell each other, we haven't told each other yet what we've done, and then next video, we'll fight each other. I'll fight Katrina with her, and she'll fight me with me.
And we'll find out once and for all who is the strongest sibling.
Yes. All right. So, without any further ado, we have already created these characters, and we are ready to reveal them to each other. Since I just did a bunch of talking, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Sweet.
All right. So, first up is what I've done. Great. You, Aaron.
I'm guessing
Pardon me.
Hobgoblin Barbarian.
That is something we once discussed at one time. However, you would be wrong! You are not a hobgoblin, nor a barbarian.
Okay.
First off, starting with race. I had a hard time because there were two things that I was debating. The first was a Vidalcan.
The Perfectionist?
Yes, because for two reasons. One...
Because you think I always think I'm right.
You do, but two things. I'm pretty sure they're hairless, and though you are growing back some, you've been bald for a while now.
Okay.
And the second one is that they always strive for the second is that they always strive for perfection, and I'm not trying to say that you think you're always right, even though you do. But what I'm trying to say is that you always are seeking to improve yourself, which is a good thing.
Oh.
You're always seeking for, perfection in that you're trying to do better.
Okay, all right. What was the other?
That is not what I went with, though.
Okay. Well, shoot! That sounded pretty good!
Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe I should have. I just convinced myself.
All right, what's the other one?
This is going to sound less convincing. I chose a beast hide shifter.
A beast hide shifter, and the reasoning behind that?
It's because they're, solid, and, they have this bestial aspect, and not to call you out, but sometimes you're, a maniac. And you just, throw things, and just, they have a narrow hallway, that goes down to the living room from this room, and I was going down, and he just... Move! Because it's really narrow, so we can't go both without, going sideways. And so I didn't move, and then he just... I said barreling through!
Okay, I said, excuse me, and she just, like the menace, she is just like... And so I said, move! I charged through.
Yeah. So that is why it's because you're a beast, and you are solid... and where touched.
All right.
Is why I chose that. And then beast hide because you're definitely not a swift tooth or a something.
I'm a thick boy.
Yeah, you're a thick boy, so you're a beast hide.
Okay. You're right in that I actually like the other one a little bit better.
Yeah, I convinced myself.
But I like that one a lot too.
Okay.
I think it highlights some of the more shallow aspects of me. But yes.
Yeah, but I was going off of really impressions, I was going off of just this is just immediate feelings, then going based off of that.
Okay.
So beast hide is what I went with. So on to the class that I chose for you. So we decided to do this at 10th level so we could get some good abilities and stuff in there. Maybe some multi-classing. So I chose... Well,
and the fact of the matter is, it's hard to choose a real-life person and be like, that person is all monk. The truth is usually there's aspects of a whole bunch of different classes. So we were like, let's put it at a higher level so that we could get some multi-class in there and still have a character that could do something.
Yeah. So the first class that I chose for you, and I would say is your, main class, even though I'm not sure I agree with that totally either, is a fighter.
Okay.
And I chose that because I realized that I chose a lot of this based off of what you like to play in either D&D or video games in general. Maybe it's not necessarily you, but it's what you like. And so I know that you... So I did like a dual wielding because, well, I know that you... That's just what I think of when I think of you, because... I think
dual wielding is cool.
Yeah, It's
either dual wielding or two-handed swords that I think are really cool.
So it was a debate between those two, and I ended up doing dual wielding, which maybe I shouldn't have because I then put feats into it. And anyways, so yeah, dual wielding that, and then I chose a battle master because I think that you're like a really smart person, and I know that you like strategy a whole lot.
Yeah, Fire Emblem is my game.
Yeah,
because I love strategy.
So you love strategy, so I went ahead and did battle master, and then I was looking at. So that was like my original idea was to be a beast-hide shifter battle master, and then the other idea was for you to be the Vidalkin, and the class I was going to put to that was artificer, but I ended up just multi-classing in artificer, so there's 6 in battle master and 4 in artificer, and the reason I chose that is because...
you're going to have 3 attacks on me, gosh dang.
The reason I chose artificer was because, several reasons. First of all, I do think you're a really smart person, and they're an intelligence-based class.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Second of all, you just moved into a new home, and you've been doing a lot of, like, fix-it-up projects around the house, and I was just like, oh, that's such an artificer thing. You're just, like, getting your tools, and you're fixing things up.
You know, if I did not feel like an adult before, I certainly do now.
Yeah, so that's why I chose artificer.
Nice. Okay, I see that. So the strategy side, and then also just like the fixer-upper project.
Yeah, the
project
handy and smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
They give you proficiency in things that don't matter at all for our fight.
Good.
Not that any skill proficiencies wouldn't really matter that much. It might a little bit. But I give you insight and intimidation because I think that you like to read people, but also you intimidate me when you come barreling down the hallway.
In my defense, I asked.
Other than that, for your maneuvers, I gave you, maybe this wasn't super, I gave you riposte parry and feigning attack. That's just, I don't know, that's just good for a one-on-one battle. Oh, there was another thing. For your artificer infusions, I gave you enhanced defense and enhanced ability, because that's better for fighting, but I also, one that you won't be using.
Enhanced defense and enhanced abilities?
Sorry, enhanced defense and enhanced weapon.
Oh, okay.
And then, I can't make it because I can only do 2 infusions, but I did give you a replicate magic item, Cloak of Billowing. Just because I think that's a very you thing to have.
With my Cloak of Billowing. Okay.
I think that's the only thing of note.
Okay.
Other than that, so.
Cool.
I made you an artillerist.
Oh.
Just so you know. Because I don't know, I was debating between that and Battlesmith, and originally I thought Battlesmith, but when I went and looked at it, it just didn't feel right, and there was like the Steel Defender, and then there was, I don't know, it wasn't right, so I went to Artillerist.
Okay. So that'll be interesting. You've got to choose either to attack with your other blade or to attack with your force cannon. Or have okay. Well, I like that. I think if I were a D&D character, I would definitely want more options than just one. So I like that. That's cool.
And then for your background, I gave you a guild artisan or guild merchant because you're a business person, and
I do marketing.
That just makes sense. Yeah, you do marketing, so merchant made sense to me.
Yeah.
And that gave you proficiency in persuasion, which you're a very persuasive person, and survival, so that you could do. Oh, I gave you proficiency with cooking tools. That was another thing.
I do like cooking.
He's been obsessed with grilling recently.
Yeah, we just got a grill, and it is the bomb. Hamburgers on a grill taste so much better than on a stove. True story.
And then you know Vidalkin as a tip of the hat to what I was going to do for that. So, yeah. I think that's
stats?
Stats.
Where'd you put what?
Okay, so stats right now is that you have a 16 in strength.
Okay.
A 10
is that my strongest?
Yes.
Okay.
Though, anyways, 16 in strength.
Makes sense.
Dexterity, you have a 10.
Also makes sense.
Constitution, you have a 14.
I am more inclined to think I'm more constitutional than strength, but
that
makes sense.
I don't know. I wish some of these were higher and some of them were lower. Intelligence, you have a 14.
Okay.
To be honest, your intelligence score was going to be lower. Not that you aren't smart, but I needed it to be higher so you could be an artificer, so I had to boost that up.
Wow. Okay.
It's not that you're not smart,
change
it's just
your
what I rolled.
stats.
That's what I rolled. I didn't roll good enough for you. Anyways, wisdom is a 9. What? I have to put a low stat somewhere.
My wisdom is infinitely higher than my dexterity.
Let me tell you why. It's because I associate wisdom with perception. And I don't think that you're the most perceptive.
But I'm more perceptive than I am dexterous. I am the least dexterous person.
You're a fast person.
I can't even touch my toes.
Well, just because you're not flexible doesn't mean you're not dexterous.
Just because I'm fast doesn't mean I am dexterous.
Well, I had to decide.
Okay, all right. There was bound to be disagreements.
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to disagree with some of the things I made for you.
You're going to make me stupid.
No, I didn't make you stupid.
And then your charisma is a 13.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, are you ready to hear about yourself?
I am.
Okay. So, first of all, Katrina, I made you a mountain dwarf.
I knew you were going to make me a stupid race. Not a stupid race. I don't mean to offend anyone. It's just that I knew you were going to make me short. That's all I knew.
Well, let me tell you why. So, first of all, it had to be a race that captured your creativity.
Okay.
Because Katrina, as you've already seen in other videos, is a very artistic person. Really good at that sort of thing. And dwarves, though it's in a different way than what you like,
yeah.
They are extremely artistic and, they craft masterpieces.
Yeah.
And I think of your art as masterpieces.
Oh, thanks.
So I was like, okay, that dwarf. But the other thing about you is that you're a prideful person. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I just mean that you take pride in who you are. You like, you're like everyone else and you like support and stuff. You like being able to do things on your own.
Yeah.
And I see that, as a dwarf, you kind of have that dwarven pride. You don't want no elf messing with your life, In addition to that, mountain dwarfs are on the tall side for dwarfs. And you are on the tall side for girls. So, there you go. You're kind of tall. You're masterful at what you do. And you have and maybe because of that, you have a little bit of pride in there.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm not upset. I'm good.
And mountain dwarfs are cool.
Yeah.
And something that had to happen is that you had to have dark vision because you stay up far too late not to have dark vision. Okay? So that was another one. Okay. Are you ready for your class?
I'm ready. I have no idea what it's going to be.
Okay. Your first class, in which you have 2 levels.
How many times did you multi-class me?
4.
Oh my gosh!
Is a paladin.
Okay.
I chose a paladin specifically because you're a religious person.
Yeah.
And a lot of what you do in life is influenced by that.
Yeah.
And like a paladin who's led by their gods, you are led by yours. And I think that's an important part of your life.
Yeah.
And I think because you have those standards, it helps you know who you are and make you a stronger person. And because paladins have the gods they have, it makes them a stronger person. So that's why I chose a paladin as your base class, because that helps guide the rest of you.
Okay.
The next thing was a bard.
Okay.
And I put 3 levels in bard.
Okay.
Because Katrina is, like I said before, she's an extremely artistic person. In our family, she is the one that got all the talents that you can do at a talent show. Okay? She has art. She's good at singing. She doesn't necessarily know any instruments per se, but she's a very good singer, artistic. So I was like very bardy, and she likes performing. She likes being in front of people. Part of the reason we do YouTube videos is because she likes doing things for people, and and so I was like a bard. But I chose specifically a College of Sword Bard because a lot of the other ones didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But you're also just kind of an in-your-face type of person.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to choose the in-your-face type of bard.
All right.
I almost chose glamour because you do like looking pretty.
Yeah.
And stuff, but you're far more in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there could be a second subclass, it would be glamour. But
all right, cool.
I'm going with sword. Plus, I just love sword bard abilities.
Plus you're biased.
Yes. Okay. Then your next multi-class is rogue. 3 levels in rogue.
I knew you'd put something in rogue.
And that's because you're a straight up menace. You like messing with people, which is also a bardy thing.
Yeah.
But you like messing with people, you like jabbing people. But I specifically chose a swashbuckler rogue. And the reason for that is...
So you can get sneak attack on me without having an ally.
That, but also just because you're an absolute menace. And kind of like how we talked about earlier, how you kind of like doing things on your own. Well, that way you can do it on your own. You can be a menace on your own. And only the swashbuckler can do that. And only Katrina can make it through life on her own. No, I'm just kidding. No. But that was why I chose a swashbuckler rogue.
Okay.
And then we have the last class. I tried to choose something else. I actually originally chose a different class, but I could not create this you without including 2 levels of barbarian. So
you could not create a Katrina where she is not a barbarian.
And the truth is, you are a barbarian. I chose barbarian because... What did I use as the example of barbarian before?
Right on.
Oh, because you don't do anything. Katrina is a very large person. Katrina is like, everything she does is large. You know, when she yawns and stretches, it's not like, like normal people. It's a... and she enters rage. And so, yeah, she's just very like, and so I was like, she had to have a barbarian as part of it. So,
no other way.
Yeah, and so, a big thought that went into building all of this is that if Katrina was going to be a fighter, she would want to be able to knock out her enemy in as little effort as possible. All of these classes work together so that she has a lot of abilities that kind of go into a one powerful hit. She only has 1 hit, but she has sneak attack. She has a blade flourish. She has divine smites, which can go up to 2nd level. Mm-hmm. And then she just got her, her just normal hit. And then as a barbarian, she's got reckless attack. If she needs it, so that she can for sure hit, but just that 1 hit, and it will do a lot of damage and hopefully take out her opponent as quickly as possible. The other idea that kind of went into building this Katrina was that she's just a very, she's a solid, she's a she's a solid individual. And I felt like, she would have a good defense and be, real... solid. So I chose a defensive fighting style as well as a shield, which gives her 19 AC. Oh plus, when she rages, she can have those resistances. So she's
I didn't even realize!
Yeah, she's very hardy. But only has that 1 hit. So if she misses, she's in trouble. Almost chose Tortle to help with that, but chose not to. But anyway, so finally, the stats that she ended up with. Her highest stat, not her highest, her 2nd highest stat, strength at 16. You're a strong individual. Okay. In fact, when she was in high school, her gym teacher was like, "You're so buff."
He was like, "You could be a female, what is it?
Bodybuilder?
You could be a female bodybuilder."
Yeah.
I was like, thanks.
Yeah. So there you go. Dexterity is at a 12. We rolled for our stats because we enjoy doing that. It should be lower, like a 4. Or, at least...
4?
Or like an 8 or something,
I can't touch my toes.
Yeah. But you're slow. And then Constitution's a 17. Her highest stat. I feel like she's very hardy.
And you're gonna have a lot of HP too.
Yeah, you have 90.
You have 80.
There we go. And then Intelligence is 14 because Katrina is a very, very intelligent individual. Wisdom is at a 12. She notices a lot, misses a little. And then Charisma is at a 14. So that is Katrina, the Mountain Dwarf Barbarian Bard Rogue.
Alright, well, I guess now it's time to find out. In the next video, we'll find out who is truly the greater warrior.
We shall see. Be sure to like and subscribe and tune in on Friday to see who will win.
See you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.